Hello fellow nerds and dorks. So you found this video because you want to learn how to make the best poison build in the Elder Scrolls Online. And well, I think I have the video for you. I haven't played in a good little while, not super long though, so I'm pretty sure everything I'm going to say is still relevant and still works. If not, well, I mean, you can tweak it where you need to or just have fun with it as is. Here's the thing. This is the best poison build in the game. However, that does not translate into the best DPS in game or even the best dot damage in game. There's other ways of building around it and getting a great initial burst and then, you know, killing them off with the extra poison or bleed or dot overall. And this is just purely just to be the best poison person in the game. And honestly, I do a lot of damage and I have a lot of fun with it. This is one of my top damage dealing characters and honestly one of my more fun characters to play on. And I want to share that with you guys today, so that's what we're going to get into. So first of all, let's go down the list. I have a little list because I am not a professional and I am not great at making these videos, so bear with me here. First of all, our class, I think we start off as the assassin, the something blade, I forgot what it was called, but we have the assassins and the ardent flame and the grave lord. You guys can switch it out as you need. Maybe you start off with grave lord or whatever, you know, there's a lot of cool ways of switching this out now. And I'm gonna get into more of what these do as I show off the rotation, but for now I have a lot of these unlocked and a lot of them you can switch out around, and some of them even are better at, like mark target right here. This one's better at certain, you know, whenever certain encounters, but overall I like to stick to one thing, and this is the one bar build video. So we are assassination, we got all of the, of course, all the passives with it. And then Ardent Flame, we went with Ardent Flame as one of our extra abilities that we switched out to because of Noxious Breath and because of World in Ruin. So as you can see, it increases more of your poison damage. And with Grave Lord, almost the same deal. This increases your Grave Lord's sacrifice, increases your damage over time, which will stack with another ability later, but it basically increases all of your damage over time effects by 15%. Which is great because we have an entire set of armor which does that exact same thing, and so now it's 30%, way better. Of course, you want to mix that too. The reason why we went with here is because of rapid rot, so even more damage over time. So now I think it's like 40 or 50 over time. And on top of that, we're going to be doing a lot of criticals here. We use our bow. We're testing some things out with a staff. I might even still have that equipped, dual wield. You know, I like to mix things up. And believe it or not, we are going to actually go with a all medium armor set. We are not going to do the 3-piece, so that will not be super helpful for you with your undaunted skill, but of course still get these where you can, because even though it's only 4%, that adds up quite a bit, especially as you get into the later games. We went with a wood elf, but honestly, you can go with pretty much almost anything else. Dark elves are great, and probably even better than a wood elf would be a Khajiit. But I was going for a roleplay kind of thing, and I honestly like the wood elf, and you know, it's not really too big of a difference. You just got to make a few tweaks here and there where you would, and especially because the movement speed on the wood elf is great, that's of course why we went with them. So yeah, you can mix it up where you need, but for the most part this is how we run it. And we are also running, for our active food will be triple trife pocket. Our Mundus Stone is the Shadow, which increases our critical damage and healing by 17%, and all of our gear being Divines, that's how that got as high as that did. Our health is 38 points into health and 26 into stamina. This has been working out great. Honestly, I probably have too much stamina and could probably put a little more into health. As far as I know, I don't really use any magic abilities, so, you know, don't really need that. And if you can probably guess, we are also going to be using the Oaken Soul Ring, so more on that in a minute. We are going to show off my gear, and we are using the Deadly set. This has the Life Drain enchantment on it because for any time you feel like you need more in your sustain and less in your damage, then you're gonna want to take off your active poison, of which we use the Crown Lethal one because the best one to use will always be the free one. As far as I know, this is the best in the game anyways, if not the second best, and you know, it's free. Can't argue with that. Very easy to come by as well. Like, I have a whole box of these somewhere from the amount of times that I've been playing. We have a staff equipped. That doesn't help us. It's not important. This is sharpened. It is part of the deadly strike set. So that starts off with weapon damage, critical chance, more weapon damage, and then increases your damage over time again by another 15%. So yeah, it's just great. For the exact pieces that we're using, everything is medium, everything is divines. Everything has the maximum stamina enchantment on it in terms of, you know, all of our armor, not including jewelry. And so Scavenge Demise is weapon damage, critical chance again, even more critical chance, and then whenever you do critical poison damage, which you will be doing a lot of, the Scavenging Maul comes out for 2 seconds, after 2 seconds, and does a whole bunch of poison damage. This honestly works great, especially like if you're down. He will still stay up. He will stay up pretty much indefinitely because he's causing poison damage, which will then eventually cause critical damage, and then he will come back again from his own critical damage. And he's great. Like, even if you're not even really paying attention, like, this just happens passively, and it's a lot of fun. Leaves him vulnerable for 15 seconds, and this effect can occur every 10 seconds. So yeah, it happens quite a bit. All of our gear is divines. Let's see, Scavenging, Slime Crawl. You don't need to use Slime Crawl, but I use Slime Crawl because the first effect on it is more critical chance. Again, we're doing a lot of it. And honestly, there's quite a few other sets that are just like Slime Crawl, where all you're using is the first ability, so it's going to be critical chance on multiple other sets. So honestly, just look and see what you have lying around before you go and buying or trying to, you know, get this. Just makes it that much easier. Let's see. Deadly, I already explained that. And then so for our rings and jewelry, we are using Bloodthirsty. And with the multi-effect enchantment, I believe that's weapon damage, and then stamina comes as part of like a passive for that now. That hasn't always been the case, but honestly, great. Let's see, so yeah, that is still the Deadly set. The Ring of Scavenging Demise, also multi-effect, Bloodthirsty still. And then Oaken Soul. Oaken Soul is going to be a bit harder for you guys to get. If you've ever gotten it already, you can buy this. Don't waste your time trying to get it again like I did. I should have just, you know, I guess Googled, or just should have known that, yeah, you could buy these. And it was quite a bit of a challenge to get. So, you know, Google that on a separate video. Figure that one out. It gives you every major and minor ability with the exception of like 2 for the passives, like abilities that you get from potions. This is great. Just, yeah, it's honestly amazing, and it's also makes it that much easier to do our 1-bar build. I will get more into that actually in a second. We are using, for our champion points, let's see. Of course, your green ones don't really matter too much, but these are what I run: Fade Away, Master Gatherer, Gifted Rider, and Steed's Blessing. For our mage, these are more important. I use Fighting Finesse, Weapons Expert, Thaumaturge, and Wrathful Strikes. Backstabber is good too in certain situations, or maybe you just want to mix it up. Ironclad is great, again, certain situations, maybe you just want to mix it up. For the warrior, I have Celerity. That was whenever my character was still in his early stages and you just want to be able to get around faster. Pretty great. Refreshing Stride is what we run. Strategic Reserve, Rejuvenation, and Fortified. These are all really good. Feel free to mix it up where you need, but these are what I run, and I have a lot of fun with it. And I think that's for the most part it in terms of what gear we're using. If I haven't said already too, for our food, our main primary food is Orzorga's Triple Trifle Pocket. I think you can get this from Orsinium, from Rothgar, part of the DLC, and it's just great. Of course, you can buy these from merchants and whatnot as well, but yeah, this is great. Best potion to use at all times, of course, will always be the free one. The Crown Tri one is what I run. I use an Essence of Weapon Power. I don't know that it actually really helps because of what our ring does, but I think I just was running an experiment with that. Let's see, I'll show it to you guys anyways, but I don't know how important it actually is. Brutality, Savagery, and Stamina. I think I was just trying to restore stamina and was just trying to test it as well, so, you know, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty great. And yeah, Now for our rotation that we're going to get into, as you can see with that little eyeball right there at the bottom of the screen, that goes up to 5, and it's you want to keep that at 5 at all times, and it has like a refresh rate of 5 seconds. I don't exactly remember the perfect rotation. Blast bones right here will always be great to have before any encounter. I think this ability right here heals me, and it like does more to them. I don't remember exactly, but really this is a very short, you know, 1-bar build, so I kind of just spam it a lot of times and it always works out. But yeah, just keep an eye also too on the numbers at the bottom of the screen, and then that'll tell you pretty much what you should be using. I think by using the Noxious Breath, it increases like their vulnerability to poison as well. So all of these are just great. Of course, the Blast Bones keeps your damage even higher. Yeah. Let's see. I also have been known to mix up some of the abilities, like this one right here for the Assassins one. There's another Assassins where it like marks them. I think that's what it's called, is marks target. And yeah, just, you know, use what feels good to you and what feels right, but this is what I run. I gotta show you as well this other ability. Okay, can you stop? Okay, cool. Mr. Piggy died. I don't even know if you guys even seen that the slime crawl came out. Buddy? Oh. And yeah, let's see. The extra ability that we have that we are running is from this thing. That's a whole other thing on its own as well, so you know, you're gonna have to figure that one out on working towards it. We use healing, Sage's Remedy, and Force, which gives us, you heal you and your allies, heals you again for a period of time, and then Major Force, which increases your critical damage another 10%. Overall, this is just a very fun build, and I personally have a whole lot of fun using it, and maybe you guys will too. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have fun.